Hey, yo, what's up? What's going on? It's the voice of the people. Hey, guys, America has lied to you guys again. Once again, they have pulled the sheet over your heads and have lied to you guys. So, when it comes to the situation we're in, when we talk about a collective country and trying to get out of a situation of a massive amount of debt, they're supposed to be the experience. They're supposed to be the ones that take the right steps, right? And who am I talking about? I'm talking about our government, between obviously, the presidents, the POTUS side, but also the Federal Reserve, right? And the Federal Reserve is ran by Jerome Powell. Now, the thing I'm talking about, I'm going to get right to it right now, so stay with me. Look, when we're talking about clearing up debt and making sure we get out of a certain situation, what we cannot do is accumulate more debt in order to get rid of the debt that we already have, right? It's like you have a credit card and you just go and start slicing your credit card everywhere and buying things, and you run your credit card all the way down, and then you go, okay, cool, well, now I want to pay that credit card back. And you pay the credit card back, and then what happens? Another credit card come in the mail, and what do you start doing? Things start looking more appealing again, and you start slicing that credit card again, and you start charging it, and now you're back to square one. No, so basically, my point is that that's the exact same thing that America is doing right now. They have a way of illustrating certain situations to make you think, as American people, taxpayers, people, citizens of the country, that they're doing everything possible in order to put us in position where we are no longer paying these ridiculous high prices for things that we've already purchased before in the past. They're doing things to stimulate the economy to make sure everything is running like it's supposed to be. And that's just not true. How do I know this? Is that I did more research and understood that the Federal Reserve just printed $10 billion more dollars. How do I know this? It's because they just bought back debt. They just bought back some new debt, right? So the way they did it was they had lower interest rates from the debt that they have purchased in the past. And what I mean by this is that they have what they call T-bills, right? So they give out these bonds, and they have to pay those bonds back. That's why our country is always in so much debt, is because we issue out all these bonds and these loans to different countries, and they're so like underwater with them. They don't have the money to pay them. So now they printed out $10 billion more to get some new debt and put it at a higher interest rate, and to pay off the old one, and they paid partial off of the old. And now what does that mean? We're still in the same situation. You're taking care of some of the old debt, but now you're buying some new debt. So how is that helping the economy if you're keeping us in the same exact position, is what I'm saying. Right? So if you guys don't understand what that is when America's buying debt, go do the research. It's basically T-bills and loans that they issue out, and they got to pay back at a specific time. Okay, same thing that we do with credit cards, right? We all go credit cards, and we this, that, and the third, right? Working off the credit, basically. Okay, now that what I'm saying is that type of stuff is what they don't tell you guys. You're supposed to just sit back, be civilized, be a citizen, and to sit there and shut up and just go to work and do all of this and that when they not doing their fair share. You know, and that's why I always get on the topic where, you know, people are always talking shit to people, saying, oh, you guys need to, you know, do something else, work harder. Oh, you can't make it this month because, you know, your bills increased or groceries increased. You know, go do something else because you're not working hard enough. No, the problem is the government doesn't know what the hell they're doing. So if they don't know what they're doing, it backfires on us as citizens. I just told you that they just purchased new debt after just buying a partial amount of the old debt. So that's not fully clear either. We're at $34 trillion in debt with this country. So you guys tell me, where in your mind do you believe that things are going to make a financial change? Because I just gave you guys an example as to, if you are on that side, what that means by utilizing your credit cards. All you keep doing is paying off credit cards and just keep getting more and using that, and you're paying it off and you're getting more. So when will this shit ever end for them to understand we need to be in good standing in order for the economy to actually truly stimulate? Right? So for all the Bitcoiners, and I own Bitcoin, and I don't disclose the amount, but I own Bitcoin. Now for all the Bitcoiners, when you see that price shoot up, it wasn't just the purchase of Michael Saylor and the MicroStrategy company, with him, you know, making the 1,000 amount Bitcoin that he did. It was more also of the economy, or I'm sorry, of the government extracting $10 billion more of freshly printed money. So Bitcoin usually reacts off of all of the sideways issues that goes on with our federal government. So the majority of the move was more like Bitcoin understanding that they just printed more money for that buyback. Where else would they get it? We don't have any money. We're $34 trillion in debt. So what does that mean? That they printed more money. Every time that they print money, the dollar goes down in value, guys. Right? So it's like, and this is where the disrespect comes in. Right? I want you guys to really, like, listen. This is where the disrespect comes in as U.S. citizens. You, average working American, wakes up at, I don't know what time. Some people 5 a.m., some people 6 a.m., and so on. And you wake up and you go and you bust your ass at work every day, at your occupation, whether you like it or whether you don't like the occupation. But most people don't, and they just won't admit that they don't. And you go and you do that, and then you handle all your other family business, and you're sitting in traffic all day, every day. And I wanted to really let loose. These folks over here in the government decides, look, I need to print some more money. So I'm going to print $10 billion. But it took you 40 hours a week to make whatever you make at $20 an hour. It took you 40 hours a week to make that amount. And with a snap of a finger, they make $10 billion off the money printer. Ain't that disrespect to you? It shows that they don't know what they're doing. So why are you guys believing in them so much? Stop voting. Stop paying your taxes. Show them that you mean business. All of us collectively don't pay one of these bills collectively. You show them that you mean business, man, because these folks on that Capitol Hill don't give a shit about us as American citizens. And I just gave you a prime example. But listen, guys, do your research, man. Stay focused. Stop believing if you just keep your head straight and you don't say nothing and you stay tough. You stay tough and you don't say nothing. You just keep working, that shit's going to change. It's not. All right. But for the people that are busting their ass, the hardworking average Americans, man, I definitely commend you guys, because it's not an easy feat. You know, we have our families to take care of. We have, you know, ourselves, our mental state to take care of in a nasty situation where these guys, they just piss on our efforts. They piss on our efforts, man. You guys see it. Every time you go into the grocery store, you got to pay more money for some shit that you paid for last month. Pissing on our efforts. So, just passionate about, you know, what's going on right now, man. It's crazy, and I feel bad, like I said, for the average American. I feel bad for us. I don't feel bad for them up there printing money, because at the end of the day, they're gonna get theirs. They're gonna get theirs from their tax money, from our tax money. The shit that we gotta go and give them for working. For what? So you could do what? Take it home? There was another YouTuber that made a good example. He said every 2 or 3 months, these guys on Capitol Hill, they shut down. They'll say, oh, well, we got to shut down until we come to a decision. We got to shut down. Shut down? How the hell are you going to shut down? You're supposed to be running the country. So you just going to get paid just for sitting down doing nothing? See what I'm saying? So, you guys, man, that's all I got for you, man. Like I said, American folks, stay focused, and make sure you do your research. But it is the voice of the people, and I'm out.